Won't it be Ryan the Great? And today, we got another Sulli's Top 5 for everybody. Today, I got top 5 contenders in the NBA right now for the championship this season. As we all know, the NBA season starts tomorrow, and I'm focusing a lot on football and baseball. I do want to get a basketball video in here. And also, I do want to do some more boxing and WWE and UFC videos. One of my ideas is for every UFC pay-per-view, I want to do a prediction video of who I think is going to win. So, maybe we'll do that. But before we get into this list, guys, I want to tell you to subscribe with notifications on, and make sure you follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So, starting off at number 5, I got the Boston Celtics. Why? Yeah. I know they made it to the finals last year, but I would have them higher on this list if all the other teams that I do not have on here are a lot better. I still think that Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown are just pretty much the same player. I don't think that Jason Tatum is anywhere remotely better than Jalen Brown. I think they're equal. Because the only reason I think that people say Tatum is better is because, one, he's got a bigger name. He was drafted higher. And the Celtics push him more to be the superstar. But Tatum only averages 3 points less a game. He takes more shots than Brown, and Brown, I think, has a higher PER, and he averages more assists per game. I still think that Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum are pretty much equal. But I probably still would take Jason Tatum. Their depth is not. I can't say that word. I hope I said it right. Is not the greatest in the world, with them not really having a true backup small forward. I love Derek White, and I think the Blake Griffin signing is going to bring a lot to their locker room. And I love the Brogdon trade, but with the Gallinari injury, I think that will affect them, especially in the playoffs. And another reason I have them at 5 is because I think depth. I'm kind of more going into the playoffs here, and depth, I hope I said that right, matters, and all the other teams besides the Nets, and the Nets are on this list, yes, I think they have better depth. And number 4, actually, I have the Nets. Saying that Durant is staying, and the fact that you have Durant, who I think is the best player in the world, and you have Kyrie there on the court, not at home, not partying, on the court. The fact that you have KD and Kyrie on the court, you're going to get on my list, okay? I notice how I don't say Ben Simmons, because I saw that report of him shooting air balls in practice. I guess as long as he creates space and passes the ball and rebounds and is able to do it in transition, he'll be fine. I hope that doesn't happen. But, I don't like their team all meshed together. I don't think it is really going to work, because it didn't really work last year. I do think they have some good talent. They still have Harris. They still have Curry. You signed Morris. You got T.J. Warren, and you traded for Royce O'Neal, who I did not like that they traded a first-round pick for. I didn't think that was a great idea. And you got the rest of the crew, and obviously you got KD and Kyrie. So you're going to make it on my list because you have a lot of talent, but I don't think they're all good meshed together. So we'll have to see. Number 3, I'm taking the Los Angeles Clippers, man. Listen, they're the biggest threat to the Warriors in the West. I don't think it is the Grizzlies, and they just are. I don't really know what to say. But you got Kawhi coming back, who we have forgotten about. I think Kawhi is going to be a top 5 player at the end of this year. He always averages over 25 points a game. He's a 2-time champion, a 2-time Finals MVP. The brother is absolutely incredible. He's got one of the best mid-range shots in the NBA. Can shoot from anywhere, can drive to the basket. One of the best defenders in the NBA. He can steal the ball whenever he wants. Kawhi Leonard is the real deal. And you also got PG-13 coming back. You extended Dubac. You got John Wall, who I think is going to come back to a degree of what he was in Washington. I think he can average 17, 18 points a game this year. I don't think he'll be the guy where he was in Washington, where he was averaging 25 plus, because you have guys like Kawhi and Paul George. So I think 17 or 18 points a game works out for John Wall. And you got Batum, you got Terrence Mann, you got Coffey, you got Covington, and you got a lot of other players that I could mention. This team has one of the best benches in the NBA right now, and in the playoffs, that matters. Number 2, I'm taking the Bucks. The only reason the Bucks didn't beat the Celtics was because of the injury of Chris Middleton. But the Bucks did take them to 7 games. So we got to remember that too. So with Middleton in there, there's no doubt that the Bucks would have won that series in 6 or 7 games. And you still got Giannis, who I think is the second best player in the world, and it's very debatable. Some people say he's the best player in the world. And then you got Middleton coming back, and you still got Lopez. You had the same role players from last year, and you signed Joe Ingles while coming off an ACL injury, and he is 35 years old. He can still make outside shots, and he might not be the player that he was years ago, but he's still really good. Not really good, but he's all right. And number 1, I'm taking the Warriors. All right, people, let's forget that Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole in the face. Can we forget about that? I mean, for goodness sake, they're not going to be best friends off the court. Or maybe they will. I highly doubt it, though. But they're still going to have to do business together. Draymond Green wants his money. Poole got his money. Wiggins got his money. If Draymond wants his money, then he's going to have to contribute to the team. And by doing that, they're going to go out for another championship. I think the Warriors are the best team in the NBA right now. And you still got Curry, who he could have won every award. I mean, he won the inaugural Magic Johnson Finals MVP award. He finally won a Finals MVP award, submitting his legacy. Some people say top 10. I don't think he's top 10 all time. I think he's at 11 because I'm not taking anybody that I have on my top 10 list out. But I know people are going to get mad at me that a modern day player and the guy who changed the game is not on there. Is not on my list. But what are you going to do? And then you got Poole on a new extension. You got Wiggins, who was absolutely incredible in the NBA Finals. When Curry went on, I think it was Game 3 and Game 4, when he went on, a little bit of a scoring slump, Andrew Wiggins showed out. All right? I think there was that game where he had 30 points, and Wiggins is incredible. I mean, there are people even saying that he should win the Finals MVP over Curry. Well, I didn't think that was true. I mean, you had a very, 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 very small argument. And you got Green coming back, and you got even though you did lose your some of your role players, which include Gary Payton and Otto Porter. You did sign Dante DiVincenzo and JaMychal Green, and I think that helps. I think that Dante DiVincenzo has a great chance to be a good 5th or 4th starter, kind of like a Mikal Bridges, you know what I'm saying? And he was on the starting 5 with the Bucks when they won the championship. I mean, it wasn't on the court, but he was a part of the team, and he was the starting 5. He was in the starting 5 before he got injured. So, and also James Wiseman is coming back. Can we talk about James Wiseman? I mean, I love James Wiseman. I'm a huge fan of him. I know he averaged 15 points before he got injured in his rookie year. He hasn't played. People have forgot about him. And the Warriors, with all their talent and all their off-ball space, I think that this team can, dominate. I think they can win it. I think I have them winning it all again. Yes, and also they got one of the best coaches in NBA history in Steve Kerr. So, yeah. Alright, that's going to do for this video, guys. I wanted to, get a little basketball in there before the season started. I've been focused so much on the MLB playoffs, and I've been focused so much on the Eagles and all the football that's been happening. But, I want to, watch a little more on, do a little more on basketball. I also want to do a video on Victor Wembanyama. That guy is a freaking monster. The guy's 7'3", with an 8-foot wingspan. He can block any shot wherever he wants, whatever time he wants. He can shoot. He can drive into the paint. He can play in the post. I mean, that guy's... No, I've never seen anybody like him. He might be... the people that are saying he might be, the greatest prospect since LeBron James, that you might not be too far off. Honestly, I think this might be one of the worst NBA seasons in recent memory, because it's really just going to be a race to the bottom. Everybody's going to want this guy, Wembanyama. I wanted to do a video on him, but I don't really have that much, there's not much time in between to do a video on him. So we'll see. All right. Yeah. Make sure you like, subscribe, post notifications on. Make sure you follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. And as always, Ryan the Great out. Peace.